Among the demons of chaos, the followers of Khorne are perhaps the easiest to understand. No complex plans or inscrutable desires hide behind their bestial faces and fiery temperaments. They simply wish to kill and slaughter their way across the realms of mortals and demons alike. While many different types of Khornate demons exist, the most common are the Bloodletters. Also known as Khorne's Chosen, Naked Slayers, and Takers of Skulls, these horned monstrosities are the foot soldiers of Khorne's armies. In life, they were the most dedicated and bloodthirsty followers of the blood god among the mortal races. In death, they have been twisted into forms perfected for battle, all the better to continue serving their dark master in the great game. With an unnaturally long tongue, a crown of curling horns, and a maw of jagged teeth, Bloodletters are the most classically demonic demons inhabiting the realms of chaos. Their blood-red hides are as hard as brass, and their gaunt forms are deceptively strong, making them exceptionally dangerous. Even if an opponent can match a Bloodletter's raw strength, they will need to contend with a demon's skill at arms. As befits the Blood God's servants, Bloodletters are excellent fighters, equal in bladecraft to the elite warriors of the elven races. Few opponents have the talent necessary to get past their defenses and land a telling blow. Magic is no defense against a Bloodletter either. These demons are surprisingly resistant to magic, and hostile spells will roll off their crimson skin with little to no effect. Despite their curling horns and frightful teeth, Bloodletters rarely, if ever, use their natural weapons in warfare. Instead, they use magical weapons known as Hellblades. A jagged iron sword steeped in dark enchantments, these weapons suck the very essence from those it cuts. Even mighty heroes and great warriors can be struck down with a single blow as their soul shrivels at the Hellblade's touch. When a Bloodletter slays a foe with a Hellblade, the victim's essence empowers the demon, driving it to new heights of fury. In that way, a Bloodletter will actually end a battle more wrathful than it started. This pleases Khorne, as it ensures his children are always seeking out new blood to shed and skulls to collect. There are conflicting sources on where Hellblades come from. Some say that they are forged from tiny shards of Khorne's black heart, and it is because of this that Hellblades can cleave the immortal soul as easily as flesh. Others claim that a Hellblade is formed from a Bloodletter's own essence. Either way, the Bloodletter can never let go of the weapon, nor can anyone disarm them of it. In every way that counts, a Hellblade is part of the Bloodletter's body. In battle, Bloodletters will be found instinctively gathering into large regiments with their fellows. Led by an exceptionally ferocious individual known as a Blood Reaper, they muster beneath blood-soaked banners inscribed with the names of past victims. These demons will howl and chant praises to their dark god before charging mindlessly into the fray. These displays unnerve their foes, giving the Bloodletters yet another edge over any hapless mortal they may face. The demons wait just long enough to hack their opponents apart with their wicked blades before sprinting to the next group of enemies, eager to continue engaging in the slaughter. All the while, they continue to chant praises to the blood god. While most Bloodletters act as foot soldiers in Khorne's armies, a few are granted the privilege of acting in other capacities in battle. Certain individuals that have, for one reason or another, caught Khorne's eye are given the honor of riding juggernauts into battle. These rhino-shaped monstrosities, half demon, half metal, are terrors in their own right, and will be covered at a later date. A unit of Bloodletters riding juggernauts are called Blood Crushers, and often act as the heavy cavalry of Khornate armies. Other specifically chosen Bloodletters are charged with the creation and use of skull cannons. While in theory they are supposed to harness the power of these demonic engines against Khorne's foes, most Bloodletters find skull cannons frustratingly stubborn. Oftentimes it is the war machine, not the Bloodletters, that dictate where and how a skull cannon participates in a war. The most wrathful and successful of Bloodletters can ascend even further within Khorne's armies. Known as Heralds of Khorne, these demons have become so consumed by insane bloodlust that their rage eclipses that of other Bloodletters. Their fury makes them stronger, hardier, and more skilled than the average Bloodletter. They can go toe-to-toe with the finest mortal warriors the old world can produce and emerge unscathed, cutting down high elf princes and dwarven thanes with equal ease. In addition to their improved martial prowess, the very presence of a Herald of Khorne inspires nearby demons of Khorne to new heights of violence. This can take different forms depending on the Herald of Khorne in question. Some create an aura of extreme hatred, known as the Exalted Locus of Wrath, which fuels a burning rage in their followers. Others inspire a frenzied state in those around them. Known as Greater Loci of Fury, demons under its influence fight with renewed vigor and without heed for their own safety. The last type of aura is known as the Lesser Locus of Abjuration, and its power is fueled by Khorne's hatred for magic. A Herald of Khorne with this ability, as well as any other demons nearby, are even more resistant to magic than normal Bloodletters. No matter what their aura, a Herald of Khorne is a terrifying presence on the battlefield, and should be treated with great caution. As befits individuals favored by the Blood God, a Herald of Khorne has their pick of mounts to ride into battle. Juggernauts are often chosen by heralds, as the metallic demon's bellowing fury is almost a match for their own. Another, less conventional option is the Bloodthrone of Khorne. A magically animated chariot made from skulls, Bloodthrones can further empower the magical aura a Herald of Khorne emits. Their unholy rage spreads further than it normally would, strengthening Bloodletters that would usually be beyond the reach of their magical fury. This is especially prized by the Heralds of Khorne capable of strategic planning, as the only thing more useful in battle than an army of demonic killing machines is an army of supercharged demonic killing machines. In Total War Warhammer, Bloodletters are ubiquitous in the Khorne faction roster. The most basic versions are good mid-tier infantry, possessing magical attacks, armor-piercing attacks, and an anti-infantry bonus of 9. Combined with their decent melee attack and high charge bonus, this makes them excellent at cutting through other low to mid-tier infantry, especially on heavily armored rosters like Dwarfs and Cathay. They can also trade cost effectively into higher tier infantry, though you shouldn't expect them to necessarily win that engagement. Unfortunately, their low armor value makes them vulnerable to any form of ranged attack, and their low melee defense means that they don't thrive in sustained combat. This can make their 800 gold price point a little steep at times. Still, when used against the proper targets, you can expect them to justify the expense. After the basic Bloodletter unit, there comes the Exalted Bloodletters. These are just better versions of the basic Bloodletter, with stat increases across the board. Except speed, but that's to be expected. Even their anti-infantry bonus improved, going from 9 to 13. This makes them fill the same role as basic Bloodletters, just better. It should be noted, however, that the increase in their melee defense makes them significantly better at prolonged combat than their unexalted counterparts. Exalted Bloodletters, left alone to fight infantry with minimal range support, can cut through several units of expensive, heavily armored foot soldiers with little trouble. They can even get more dangerous if they're allowed to fight for a long time, as their Hellblade ability gives a nifty boost to weapon damage after killing 60 models. None of this mitigates the Exalted Bloodletter's weakness to ranged fire, however, as their armor value only increases to 40. Even a dedicated unit of Skaven slaves with slings could whittle them down to size, given time. When combined with their 1200 gold price point, this can make Exalted Bloodletters feel like a questionable choice against ranged heavy armies. Blood Reapers have received an upgrade in the Total War series, becoming hero characters instead of unit champions. They're glass cannon heroes with low armor and melee defense values, but high melee attack and armor-piercing weapon strength. Blood Reapers also possess a substantial anti-infantry bonus like their Bloodletter cousins, making them excellent at hunting down foot characters. They can also ride a Juggernaut to be faster and better armored, or a Bloodthrone to be absolutely useless in combat, but buff surrounding units. Unfortunately, no matter what form you take them in, their animations make them poor unit killers. Unless you're expecting lots of expensive foot characters, you should probably choose more impactful heroes in your army. Finally, there are the Heralds of Khorne. Acting as lord choices in Total War Warhammer, they have slightly better stats than the Blood Reapers. Otherwise, they're functionally identical in battle. If you want a budget lord for your Khornate army multiplayer, these guys are pretty good, as they can't be shot down as easily as Exalted Bloodthirsters, and can still dish out the pain to all but the most dedicated combat lords. Unfortunately, their animations still leave a lot to be desired when facing large blocks of infantry. Keep them targeted on characters if you can. That concludes our overview of Bloodletters of Khorne, one of the 4 basic demonic foot soldiers in the Realms of Chaos. The other 3 basic demons will probably make their way out over the next couple of months, so keep an eye out for them if you're a fan of all things chaotic. Even if you're not, be sure to like and subscribe to see other Warhammer videos that I'm putting out. If you enjoyed it, of course. If you didn't, I'll also take a like and a subscribe, but you're probably not still here at this point. Also, for those of you who are interested, we've got a Discord where you can come and hang out with the community watching these videos. I'm a little biased, but I think they're pretty neat. Anyways, until next time, this has been Sigmar's Chosen, signing off for now.